going on, guys? Just another beautiful day here in West Branch. So my goal today is just to kind of show you around, show you the places I like to ride, things I like to do, places I like to go, and eventually I'd like to take it to places that are a little bit out of my comfort zone, but we'll get there eventually. So today we're just going to sit back, enjoy the ride, and see this beautiful day out today. I'll see you guys there.
Warm up a little bit. Take her easy. So this is where I normally drop in at sometimes. Got a trail that meets up here at the end. My gloves just feel a little dirty from the last ride. So like I said previous, this is a 2012 KTM XCW. I just did a top end it about 8 hours ago, and it's been a great bike. I've had it for about 2 years, do some plastics on it. Can't complain. The bike actually does really well handling wise. Honestly, it's probably been my favorite bike. I started out on a 92 YZ250. Take a left here. I like to obey when they say stop, because I don't feel like getting smoked by a side-by-side. These aren't even quite the trails that I'm thinking about riding, more of a warm-up, but they get you going. I should have brought my clear goggles. Brought my tinted ones, can't see a thing, but you know, it's kind of part of the fun, right? Guessing where you're going? I know where I'm going. I'm just kind of going all over the place. This is kind of the trail I'm looking for, I believe. Pretty loose too. It's an older KTM, and about 12 they said that the suspension was lighter, so if you hop on like a 2024 it should have a different setup than what these have. This one's got a complete setup for like hopping logs. Honestly, it soaks up anything, so I'm willing to bet before I bought it somebody did some work to it and changed up the forks and everything and what was in it. But it doesn't leak, and I can't complain, because when I hit things, it kind of just soaks it up, which is nice. There it is, that's the trail I want. I'm not the greatest at turning around, I'm not gonna lie. Still learning that aspect. So we're gonna hop off the bike here. Oh, left or right? Let's go left. Looks like the trail's fairly untouched. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, it's fresh. Kind of nice and drippy today. But I will say it's full of ingrown plants. You got kind of duck appetite. I don't like to go super fast on the long, so I'm kind of going to get into a groove just cruising here. Stop sign. Oh, it's up ahead. It's a little confusing around here because you can't really tell what's what when it comes to stop signs. But this is the kind of trails I like to ride. They're kind of flowy trails. They're not really hill climbs or anything. They're just fun. Like I said, I know where I am. I normally use the Onyx Trail app because it kind of helps me keep track of where I'm at in the woods, and I can trail ride and not have to guess about where I'm at. Yes, I did hit that tree. Form is something I'm working on too. It's brand new when it comes into all of this. And I'm not really in the best shape of my life life anymore. I used to be, but that's okay. It's not about the shape, it's about enjoying it. Ooh, that's a new one. Woo! Heck yeah! I thought I was gonna eat it. That's what I mean with this bike. It just kind of eats it up. I mean, you can see my suspension dropping down there. It's really well set up for my size, and I don't really buck up it very often. There are times though, and I'm sure as I do this more often, I will most definitely fall off my bike. And you know what? It's part of learning, and when I do fall off my bike, I'm gonna tell you how. I'm going to tell you what happened, and we're going to laugh at it, and just pray that there was no injuries. Ooh, that was a little sketchy. Made it though. Now that it's tipped up a little more, you can see those things before me and watch me screw them off, because I'm learning how to get my front tire off the ground. Before I started riding, I never really rode anything but quads. I mean, I had a 95 Polaris 300 off-road 2x4, and that thing was fun, but it's way different than a bike. Didn't have a clutch, had an automatic transmission, so I didn't have to shift it. I also didn't have to worry about keeping it in the RPMs, because it did it on its own. Because that thing was all the way to the floor, and you were doing maybe, give or take 40. Which isn't bad for that quad, a 300 Polaris. Same quad's what I started riding out here with. Which, if you can imagine these trails on a bike, look at that, I stopped this time. If you can imagine these trails on a bike, where they're like a little further in your handlebars, the quad's a lot of fun. Especially when you go over the handlebars, because you didn't see the stump on the side of the trail. And it caught your front tire. And let's also be honest, 1995 they didn't exactly have the suspension down, and that quad has not been maintained in years. I think I was the first one to put a pair of shocks on it, and it didn't change anything. It was still kind of like squishy, but not like this good kind of squishy on your bike, the kind that would, like, you hit the front brake and you go over the bars because the front end dips. And when one side of a quad dips, the whole thing goes down. Going right. Whoop. Just the foot brake. Also, another thing, be aware of when you change gear. I swapped these boots out, and they have a shorter toe, so I'm missing my shifting lever and my brake. Not excuses. If I go down, I'm not going to tell you it was the bike or it's my fault, because I missed it. Just getting used to the new gear. I was used to my old boots that were a little bigger than what I needed. They were 10.5, 9.5, so the full size needed on my foot. So the entire time I'd ride, it would ride on the brake and I could just tip my heel. But I kind of like being able to reach forward and keeping the ball of my foot on the pegs. It's a lot more comfortable. At least it feels more comfortable. Could just be me. I think it's more comfortable. I think it's higher than the ride too. Foot on the ball, your foot on the pegs, and then kind of lift off to hit the brake, rather than keep it on the brake. Because if my foot was on the brake and I didn't pull the clutch in, this bike will stall, obviously. Well, almost went down there for a minute, but we didn't. I believe that gnarly hill climb's coming up around this corner here in a second. Oh yeah, we're coming up to it. You get to see it all better now that I tipped the camera up. First time I ever rode, I almost got stuck on this hill. Now, just cruises right up it. Except for when that branch kicks your front tire over. How to trust the bike, I guess. There we go. Getting back in the groove. I like to have a little bit of speed when I'm going too slow. I feel like I can't really stand up on the bike because I'm not stable. Kind of like a pedal bike. Going slow you can't stand up, but when you move you can, right? I feel like that's similar kind of idea, right? And they're both two-wheel things, right? This is where clear goggles shine. Tinted goggles are not great for this, but that's okay. We're having fun regardless. I just fixed these. The goggles I'm wearing are Leots, and they broke on me after I smacked my face off the ground on my other bike. It wasn't intentional. Never drifted a bike before. Again, only been riding for 2 years. It's my first year. I let the power band open up on that bike, which was a psychopath, and kicked out around, went sideways, and I went down. Oh, that's a gnarly spot. I love this section. Stop looking for people. Back into the section we came from here. Should be right there. Heading up in, I believe, where is it that we came from? That way. I'd love to tell you I'm a trail genius, but it's only because I've seen it opening over there and remembered, oh yeah, the trail starts right there. But hey, if you want to call me a genius, do it. There's a first time for everything, right? First time for running this with a GoPro. First time for eating a tree. Okay. That'd be a fun one. Let's see if I can get up that one. Oh yeah, we can. Look at that. Right up there. What is this? This is single track? Look at that! This is awesome! Almost. Come on, baby. Ship down. Alright, gotta get off the bike now. We're gonna go back and try that again. We'll see you in just a second. Alright, here we go. First corner done. Speed. You guys up with me? Here we go. Here's the section I got stuck in. Come on, baby. She's kind of a lugger. Great bike. Great bike. For me, at least. Everybody has a certain bike that they like. This has been kind of those ones that it just worked out for me. I sold both my YZs because I also had a 95 YZ 125. Sold that. Was able to buy this. I haven't had to do anything with the suspension. I want to set up for a heavier weight, but it's either worn out or they were wrong. One of the two, because I really like the weight setup on it. It's not too stiff. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is the whoops. Kind of stink in this, but I hear that's a normal thing for KTMs. I don't know. Let me know. For those of you that have had a KTM or other bikes, let me know what you think about the whoops on other bikes compared to these old ones that are Lincoln built. Taking a ride here, heading back. Also, what kind of tires do you guys run? I've got Michelin Starcross 6s on this, the medium softs. So far, I like them. They don't tend to wear out as much as my other tires. Like I had Kenda Millvilles on this. I liked them, but they wore out really quick. I had one on for like 2 rides. Next thing I knew, the studs were rounding off and starting to shrink. These ones ones are kind of rounded off a little bit. That's pretty normal. But they haven't shrunk like I noticed the Kenda shrinking. I guess it's all kind of preference and area and everything, but those of you that ride dirt without a lot of rock, maybe some roots, what kind of tires do you use? Left, right, nobody there, let's go. Sorry if I want to get quiet, I'm focusing a little bit. I'm also not going to lie to you, I get pretty tired on these rides. I enjoy them. This is probably only going to be like 20 miles or less. Went for a 50-mile ride last weekend, that was pretty fun. Rose City, Luzerne. Made good timing, I was with a group, like I was telling you. But these rides where you're just kind of pushing yourself a little bit, but not too far, they wear me out a little bit, but I enjoy them. Missed the foot brake. Saved it though, right? Foot support, rubber side down. I also notice myself slowing down as I get tired, or being lazy. Not only with my form, but with how I ride. And currently the sand is kicking my butt. That right there, all sloshed out. Didn't know. It's not like sugary sand, but it can be if it's dry enough. Good enough, that stop sign was there. But it can be if you're not careful. I mean, my tire's sinking a little bit. And I tend to have to give her some throttle to get her going. I also, if I don't have to, don't like revving the bike out. Let's be honest, somebody's got the money to rebuild the bike every weekend. So I wish I did. Another thing I want to learn is how to rebuild 4-strokes. I've kind of got the 2-stroke down a little. Still learning, especially with transmissions and stuff, but 4-strokes are a little more intricate. I've worked on cars, that's easy for me, but when it comes to 4-strokes, they're a little bit intimidating. I don't know if anybody else has ever found 4-strokes intimidating, but I'm not gonna lie, I do. My brother ever asked me to rebuild his 250F. I find that intimidating. I'd try it, but if I fail, I gotta pay for it. So, like I said earlier, I'd rather it be mine. Hard left here. It's a pretty fun little hill section. I think that was my turn. Oh yeah. Look, let's see where it goes. Oh yeah, that was my turn back there. Mostly because I don't see any dirt bike tracks down here. And this looks like a good spot to turn around. Look at that. Easy, right? It was right up here down that turn right there. Taking a left. Somewhere here is that trail I came out on. Looks like it's right there. Trail that I stopped on earlier. Yep, found it. Put my speed up. Stand up. Coming up on that section with the big rocks, if I remember right. Two paths to the left and to the right. Typically you're led into the right path, and it's because you don't have enough time to stop. It works out most of the time, but there have been times where I have gone over my bars. Simply because I wasn't looking up. I mean, when I started, I was more looking down than anything. You kind of focus right there when you're supposed to be focusing up there. More where you guys can see than not. But you learn. You learn and you begin to get comfortable on your bike. Step tree down. Gotta go right. I am not prepared to jump that on this direction. I know we got over it earlier, but I'm not trying that again. I do have to work tomorrow. I couldn't really lift my arm much. Pretty sure it's because of all the bruising and not because of any issues I had come up. See what I mean? Leads you straight to this path. You can get to these rocks. You can take the left path, but it doesn't really guide you into that well. It kind of sends you straight to the right out of that berm. I can't tell if this GoPro looks like I'm moving. Typically I do about 12 to 15 miles per hour. But there have been times I've done more than that, depending who I'm riding with. Because if there's guys I can ride with, I'll speed up a little bit because I know they can peel me off the trail if I eat it. We'll save that for another time. Fun little trail I have going up and down. Matter of fact, I'm eating at the base of that trail too. So, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of the riding and the style of this video. I'd love to kind of make something with this for fun. I don't know if it's not really something I thought I'd ever be doing, but I want to learn it, mostly because of my job. So let me know what you think, and